waking up the masses.
When you wake up in the morning,
It's your baby mama's favorite astrologer.
like, can I get 5 more minutes?
Scrape that crust off that third eye and tap in with Hood in the morning.
Every morning.
From Atlantis to Egypt, you are now tapped in with the realest nigga on the...
You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic, your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer, your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Time to tap.
Stop the music for a second.
Stop the music, man. Hold on.
One,
Time
two.
out. 1, 2. Yo,
Stop
check
the
it
music
out.
for a second.
Cut the music, Hammer.
Yo,
Hammer.
get that shit, money.
Hammer.
What is wrong with you,
Cut
man?
that shit, Hammer.
Crazy
Yo.
is all together now.
Stupid
I'm gonna say peace to the
motherfucker.
genius, peace to every black people out there.
Motherfucking divine.
I'm gonna tell all your
Represent,
black
baby.
people out there.
Peace to the gods. What this month represent, yo.
The black man is God and the black woman is the earth and the queen, all right?
All right.
I said all right? Oh, goddamn right. Then we're
hold
gonna
on.
do it up
Hold
like...
on.
Wondered if this was a sin. What kind of hell am I in? I thought that you were my friend. Didn't know you would pretend. She would be there if the money is spent. Told her I need it for rent. Now she don't wanna see me again. First it was 5, now it is 10. Pockets is low, so I guess it's the end. I used to pray for you. I was a slave for you, but I guess it was a game for you. Never be the same for you. Can't believe I changed for you. See me, these bitches ain't loyal. No, if she resurrected for the rapture, I hope that I'm selected. I just need a second. Drinking the blood of the body of Christ. Eating the pussy like one of those nights. I was blind, she restored my sight. If I was blind, couldn't ignore that light. I just wish I could afford that price. I used to pray for you. I was a slave for you, but I guess it was a game for you. Never be the same for you. Can't believe I changed for you. See me, these bitches ain't loyal. No. Peace to the family. Welcome. It's good to be back. We're going to have a whole live presentation where we're going to talk about the astrology. We're going to have a little, I like to call disclosures, where we get into spiritual information, and then finally we will tap in with the family, because you know me, I'm interested in what's going on with y'all all across the planet. I want to thank you all for tapping in, being here with me today. I have a lot of information to talk to. I've been going through a lot of different changes, experiencing a lot of changes. You know, life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast, but you know, I'm a proponent of, if you don't, you need to stay ready so you never have to get ready, you know, and that's kind of the vibrations for which we are tapping in. Shout out to Dreamwise, shout out to Hancho, shout out to Black Widow Divine, TJ, everybody on the chat. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. You know, like I said, all over the planet, we got Kieran from Ireland. Let me introduce myself. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. And I'm also representing www.altercreations.net. I had a joke in my mind that, you know, this shit is about to come to an end. I'm going to be working for my wife real soon, man. She has a wonderful website. She has amazing products. You know, I don't know where she gets this energy from, you know, being almost to the point of pregnancy, but you know, we're just here operating at a high level, and all I can do is be grateful. So, of course, I want to do this video in honor of my wife, in honor of my new child, in honor of my family, my growing family in real life, but also my growing spiritual family. I want to thank Hancho and Shireen. They are expecting. I want to thank Jay.
and his queen, they are respecting. You know, it's a lot of new energy, a lot of new gods being, you know, incarnated. And so we need to have this awareness that we are the custodians of these gods. I reflect on my children a lot. My children are a source of pride and happiness and joy. And I'm referencing the spiritual energy of Medusa. You know, when I deal with energies, they usually come in threes. So we have Kali, we have Pambagera, and to finish off this trio, we have the Medusa energy. And so we'll get into the Medusa energy in full-fledged detail today. I think in general context, we don't understand Medusa. At least I don't understand Medusa. And so I've been just dealing with the energy and the pressure to do the study and come and compile the notes. So you haven't seen me for a while because, you know, I've been tapped in. You know, I can't come with half-ass information. And there's a lot of things, like from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I'm actively engaged in, you know, my vortex and my realm of creation. And because of that, you know, it does feel like you are entering into a realm where you have 8 hands. You know, I don't know how I'm doing everything that I'm doing. However, it's getting done. And for this, I got to be most grateful. So before we talk about Medusa, I want to get into the astrology. And I want to say that, what do I want to say? I want to say that Thursday, I will be back with another video. I'm trying to do multiple things at once. That's why this is live. So, okay, I'll be back on Thursday with the lunar eclipse video. I'll deal with that before we go into the weekend. But I'll just, touch on the preparations, because the preparations of all galactic and cosmic energy is found in Libra. This is something that we need to understand about spiritual understandings. And this is contemporary to modern media ideologies. So Libra is an emotional cleansing, an emotional understanding. So we always have to revert back to Anubis in Egypt, and he's with the scale. And on one scale, he has the heart, and on the other scale, he has the feather, right? And the heart has to weigh as much as the feather. So the energy has to be lighthearted. And we can go into scholarly studies on how laughter and amusement is the way to go, right? You feel better when you're laughing and in a positive vibration. But if you pay attention to the news, there is energies, right, that will predicate you shouldn't be happy, right? You shouldn't joke, right? Everything is being censored. Everything is being monitored in a way that if you not feeling bad, you'll be checked on that. You got to feel bad. You got to feel like, people is holding you back and things of that nature. But what this does cosmically is Anubis is saying, well, you can't make it through, right? And so, of course, the energy moves forward. But what happens is you become that bad apple. And what is the bad apple? The bad apple ruins the whole bunch, right? It can't be, you ever, it's like either people got a whole bunch of dirty shoes or they got a whole bunch of clean shoes. There's never no in between. I mean, I've been in particular households, because I like a particular breed of female that, might have some dirty flip-flops and things of that nature. And every sneaker is dirty. Versus the women who have the clean flip-flops, every shoe is like in a box put up, nice and clean. And this allows, people to move forward, if you're able to have a clean energy. And dirty energy is very sad. It's very like, oh, it's messed up, So I actually was doing some channeling work with Corinne Gaines. Now, all you have to do is do the gematria on Corinne Gaines, and you'll quickly see that her name adds up to the divine feminine, right? This is why she was attacked. This is why she was taken out. And with all of this energy going on, she's actually the catalyst from a spiritual realm. Like, she is heavily in charge. So if you're looking for an energy to tap into, you can easily tap into the energy of Corinne Gaines, aka the divine feminine, aka Medusa in the flesh, right? You gotta read the story, right? You gotta understand the history, and you'll understand the whole Medusa story when I get to that part and connect it to Corinne Gaines and modern day Medusa. But in the channel, she was like, even down to the last minute of death, I wasn't never worried, or I never held a negative vibration. And that allowed me to transcend much easier once I crossed those Libra scales, because it was like, I ain't tripping. She would say a lot of people, they die with this particular fear or this particular anger, and that keeps them trapped in a third dimension, even though that they're 5-dimensional beings. So, her, Kanika Jenkins, another energy that's very potent presently. Kanika Jenkins is the energy that they tapped into to create the movie Dr. Sleep. Okay, so the black girl Abra in Dr. Sleep is actually Kanika Jenkins. So you got to watch that movie, right? And then connect the dots and connect it to the hotel, so forth and so on. Rose, it was, I think the hotel was like on Rose Street, like for Kanika Jenkins, but then the villain in Dr. Sleep, her name was Rose and things of that nature. Another story for another time. I'm sure I did a Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, but I didn't connect the Kanika Jenkins, the Corinne Gaines. So these particular energies and entities, and another powerful video is when I did George Floyd equates to adrenochrome like a whole month ago. Now you'll see everybody talking about adrenochrome, which is cool, but we are uncovering rituals and ripping this stuff to shreds as it comes in our parameters, which allows us a long-winded version, which allows us to keep a high vibration because we understand the roots to what's happening. We understand the roots to the ritual, right? You can talk to the people who are involved in the spiritual plane once you are rid of the human emotions, right? My baby daddy left me. So what? For real, so what? Find another dude, right? You got mad dudes in your inbox right now. Stop playing. All right. Whatever story, my baby mama left me. So what? Get another girl, right? It don't matter, right? Whatever. I lost my job. Find another job. Start a business. File unemployment. Do something, right? Don't be fixated. Don't give me your sob story of why you holding on to negative emotions as the moon is in Libra, right? Because even the most horrid story, I reference Corinne Gaines, she's even like smiling in a positive vibration, divine feminine, Medusa energy, because the mother has returned, right? So if you looking at it from a media perspective or a familial perspective or information, I did a video, what is information, right? Because you can reference information and regurgitate the information, but I can concoct a whole complete lie. I know how to create layers to the lie, because I've been lying since I was born, right? Lying like shit, right? So it's nothing to lie to a person and, create a particular fantasy or reality. They doing it all the time. And I reference, you shouldn't rely on information when you speak. You should rely on experience when you speak. And this experience is present, right? Every moment is representing the present. So when the moon is in Libra, it is what it is. And you get to choose your emotional energy for which you will go into Scorpio. So Scorpio could be very mean and angry because it didn't, pass through the gates of Anubis, right? So it becomes a stinger and it's trying to ruin and create a maze and trouble for people who just understand that, since I feel good, right? Since I'm happy, right? Since I'm elevated, my vibration, such is the world. And the world will follow along sooner or later, but I'll continue to be the beacon of what it's like to tap into cosmic energy versus human energy. And I hope that makes sense. And because I'm saying a lot of words, right? I'm saying a lot of words. And so this energy is opposed Uranus, exact, right? Throughout the day. Coming and going, right? Uranus is about this new energy, but it's centered in virtue. Meaning that you can't strive for a new energy and not act it out, right? So if you want to become this business owner, but you don't have the money to start a business, what can you do now to start facilitating those changes in action? Don't tell me you want to be an author. Don't tell me you want to start a YouTube page. Don't tell me what you want to do and you don't have the action steps aligned with it or the passion aligned with it. So your passion in the present is acting in a way towards the future, and you're not tripping on the human shit. You deal with that opposition really easy. But in everything that I said, hopefully you can see how easy it is to be tripped up today based upon your negative emotions, based upon you doing old shit, hoping for new results, right? Real simple stuff, And another reason, another way to say this is change is good, right? Changes is natural. The leaves change, the world changes, the temperature changes, your vibrations changes. So as things change, can you lighten the emotional energy so you can fully embrace this energy of this lunar eclipse, right? Being able to tap into a cosmic energy. And a cosmic energy presents new realizations. It presents new opportunities, new friendships, new places to travel, all of the things that you might desire, plus more than you could fathom on the cosmic level. Very simple things, right? And since the sun is in Jupiter, conjunct Mercury, Mercury's going retrograde, and this energy is actually trine and sextile Uranus and the moon, right? This is representing the soul relationship that we've established in the solar eclipse video. If you haven't seen that video, watch that video. You like, damn, Hood is telling me to watch all of these videos. I don't have the time. I ain't been doing a lot of videos either. So therefore it gives you, in your leisure, deal with the lunar eclipse. And I'm not saying that so I can increase my views. I'm saying that so you can increase your understanding of developing a soul relationship with yourself. Because when you develop the relationship with yourself, you get the clues how to move forward. See, Gemini and Libra are trying one another in the aspect of mental symbiosity. Just made that up. It felt good, right? Symbiosity, right? Felt real good. Of mentally having the vibration of connecting to your soul as a primordial force. And say, for instance, your partner is like, why are you always focused on your soul? Why can't you focus on me? You have to tell your partner flat out, you have to focus on your two sis. You have to focus on your soul too, sis. Or you have to focus on your soul too, bro. Right? This is the work that we have to do together. But what if your soul tell me that you're going to have to leave me? I'm going to have to leave you. Because that's the name of the game. I can't follow you. I can't. You're not my God. My God is within me. And this is the relationship that I need to develop. Where's the trouble in what I'm just saying? Y'all don't care about the relationship to your soul. Y'all care about the relationship to your partners. You care about your relationship to your job, to your governor, and that's perfectly fine. I love my children. I love my wife, right? With all my heart. But I love my soul beyond that because, when the realms of transition occur, this is who I must rely on to allow me to even elevate further. There is no easy way out of this particular paradigm. However, it's a very simple way out, understanding the messages of the soul, and that's why we are here, right? So, Medusa. The soul relationship and dealing with the energy of blood. This is the pervasive energy of creation, right? Like, beyond everything that we're talking about, what's actually allowing positive or negative vibrations is the flow of blood. Like, if your blood's not flowing, then you're not going. Right? It's over for you, you know? So what is blood though? Where does blood come from, right? We are all a result of the menstruation blood of our mothers being retained and saved for us, you know? Because what generally happens is she menstruates monthly, right? But then when she is with child, she stops that process. And you begin to absorb all of that power, and your life is created. So all of us are here due to the root understanding of the menstruation and the goddess of that actual energy. So let's talk about her, you know, because what you'll hear is these gruesome, negative Hollywood stories about Medusa, and you'll see Perseus come down there and cut her head off, and we'll be rooting for Medusa. I mean, we'll be rooting for Perseus, right? That's real mind control, right? So hopefully you have some young ladies in your life, right, who are coming into their power, coming into their menstruation, and you're teaching them not to fear it or to hate it, right? You're teaching them that is their power. I'm gonna digress for a second because there's a personal situation. Like this friend of the family from Ohio, you know, she was our friend, and like nothing, she's just friendly, you know, friendly energy, right? But I had the channel with her last night, and some things was like kind of brought to my attention. Like, she would only come over during her menstruation, and I'm just like, what was that about? She was like, I was trying to tap in, I was trying to absorb, you know. This is something that I do my whole life. I play mind games with people when I'm on my period, and then, you know, I have them calling me, have them, you know, hitting me up and all types of stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's why I like you. You was playing period games with me. I don't even know I didn't even know you could do that. She's like, yeah, you'll figure it out. So I'm like, okay, I will. So, you know, I started doing the research on Medusa. Bring this chat up. And Medusa's origin is Libya or West Africa. It's a Berber energy, but Berber energy results into the Moors. But when you do the knowledge on the Moors, you have this American connection of kind of like Atlantis and the mound builders that people kind of really try to suppress, which is more of the mystery that needs to be uncovered that nobody wants to talk about. So you know who she is. Peace, Emma. Peace, Black Widow Divine. Prime Harmonic holding the chat down. Appreciate you. So you have this mound builder energy, this ancestral Atlantean energy, mother energy, creative energy that is suppressed through mythology. And how it's suppressed through mythology is you create this monstrous narrative on particular energy, and then you don't tell them the real story. You just keep the monsters narrative, and you know that tradition is passed down. But the real energy is centered in this divine goddess. So Medusa is a Gorgon, and that's another nasty way of saying the triple goddess energy, because the moon is waxing, waning, right? And in the middle is actually the full moon. It's the actual energy that's made aware, right? So we have this etheric energy, but then we have this really tangible etheric energy. So what am I talking about? It's like full moon is like that beautiful being in front of you, like ready, like it's just everything that you want, and it's a spiritual experience because it feels so good and it's taking you to a place, and this is what you really want, and your endorphins are firing off in your brain, dopamine going crazy, and you just feel euphoric, just that's a full moon, right? And you can't explain that, nor can you manipulate it in real time. So since you can't manipulate it, all you have to do is suppress it, meaning don't tell you about it, right? And the Gorgon in Greek mythology is just a misnarration of truth. And if you can get people to repeat a lie over and over and over again, it becomes a truth. So we have Stheno, Uriel, and Medusa. Medusa is the only mortal, meaning that she's the only one that manifests in the actual plane. So the only representation that we have of primordial energy is the energy of Medusa. So the story goes in Greek mythology is that she makes love to Poseidon and Athena gets pissed off. And after Athena gets pissed off, she transforms Medusa into a terrifying creature with snakes for hair, right? And Perseus, and so they confine Medusa into like this cave, right? So in ancient times, when women had menstruation, they would create these menstruation dens and they would isolate the women. And if you Google like bitten by a snake, there will be this 2017 story about a young lady who was sent into an isolation, and she's literally bitten by a snake during her actual transit through her like den stay when she was isolated from the village. But bitten by a snake is a traditional way of saying like, my friend is here, right? Say hello to my little friend, right? And that's the same. So the snakes, if you see the snakes in ancient times, it would be very simple to say, oh, that is menstruation, right? The same way if you was to say that's my little friend. But over time we forget the simple translations and the simple ideologies, and we'll be really looking at it like, oh, snakes on her head stand for the dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? So everybody with dreadlocks is Medusa, but it's much deeper than that, because Perseus, which is a made up energy, right? Because Perseus don't have a root in Egyptian mythology. He only has a root in Greek mythology, meaning that he is a personification of the government, established society, so forth and so on. And how does Perseus and Athena have this power? Well, they behead Medusa, but the decapitated head is still held within the power. So the decapitated head of Medusa represents Rahu. It represents the all-knowing energy, but it's also a Ketu, meaning the body is disconnected, and the body is all of us, right? Like in Christian lore, they talk about the body of Christ, right? And it's everybody involved in the resurrection or the unification of oppositions of knowledge and togetherness, right? When we come together and share knowledge, we are able to expand and grow as a unit. But if Perseus or the establishment beheads Medusa, then they hold the power. However, we know what's going down, and we can easily tap back into our natural normal power. So our ignorance is used against us as a weapon. What do I mean by that? Whether you are if you are a man, right, you are birthed from your mother's menstruation, meaning that you are Medusa, right? Your blood represents this Medusa energy. It's just this ancient mother powerful energy that once it aligns with the full moon, like you see it all the time, Teen Wolf and that type of energy where once the full moon happens, oh, you transform, right? This is normal stuff. I'll do you one better. They call it lunacy, right? Lunacy, lunar. C is crazy. When the moon is full, they expect crazy energy. But it's not necessarily crazy if you can understand it and capitalize on it, which I'm told through channel that a lot of women do. They just don't talk about it. However, fellas, be aware, it's a lot of unhappy relationships due to this actual practice, unfortunately. So where you probably think is not affecting you, I wager to say it is, and our ignorance of this particular situation is the fact that we don't know the power of, Medusa's head. So the source of this information, before I go any further, the link is in the description, is Judica Illis, the Encyclopedia of Fairies, Spirits, Gods, and Goddesses. It's in the description. You could buy this book, and reference my source. And I did some additional work, but mainly this was my source. This book got like a lot of energies that you can get the source of it for, like instead of just, the mythology, it really sees past the mythology and gets more of the mystery. I love this book, and I invite everybody to get this book. So the Libyan snake goddess, because we understand that everything Greco-Roman is actually interpolated from indigenous African energy. There isn't a creation of the 12 gods of Olympus. Those are reinterpreted or sampled from the 12 netters of Egypt, right? So the fact that Athena is beheading Medusa, and even in some mythologies it says that she flayed Medusa and wore her skin and her head, meaning that she wanted to be her mother, right? And she wanted to destroy her mother's history. Of course, right? That makes sense, right? So it would be another story, because when you reference like countries, every country has a goddess. So Greece was Athena, right? Rome, I'm not sure, right? They did that Romulus and Remus thing. I'm sure there's a goddess for Rome, probably Roma, right? I know America, they have Columbia, right? That's the goddess of America, Columbia, right? Shout out to ColumbianExchange.com. Tap into the goddess energy. It's available. You just don't tap into it. But all of these countries have goddesses. And so Medusa was just the Libyan or the West African. When you reference through the knowledge on West Africa and Spain, that's just remnants of Atlantis, right? And Rome trying to destroy that part of its past. Because the more that you destroy the history of energy, the better off the people who don't have access to the energy are, right? Because this is very simple. It's very simple to tap in to something internal, such as simple menstruation that you can't even control, really. It just happens. And if it happens and you're like, fuck, shit, fuck, if you're like, damn, a little friend is here. If you have that energy towards it, then that's the same energy towards your power, towards your gun, towards your whole entire ancestral energy. If you hate that, learn to tap into your natural power, and it's not something contrived. That's why I feel like this is a powerful conversation, because it affects us all. in the most basic of ways. So if you're thinking like this is spiritual and you gotta do a ritual and what book to read, hood? what book to read? Right? Hey hood, what book to read? You talking about this Medusa? It's natural, right? It's natural. So Athena desires Medusa's power. This is why it has to be suppressed. And that's why we live on this world with no magic. It's like the second season of The Magicians or the third season. Y'all know that one season when it started and it just was no magic no more. Because the energy of the magicians was suppressed, you know? So, at the core of this whole story is jealousy. Jealousy of what you do and what comes naturally. And the only thing that needs to be directed is your energy towards yourself. That's straight from Corinne Gaines. That's straight from the Divine Feminine. That's straight from the horse's mouth. All you have to do is direct your energy inward positively. There is nothing that goes on internally that is wrong, that is bad, that is dreaded, that is hated. Everything that you experience internally is built on the love of the goddess. And you can learn to love and ritualize everything about you. Okay? And once you begin to love and learn everything about you, such comes with it power and dominion over the planet. And men, we have menstruation periods too, especially if you're faithful. Only faithful, God-fearing, goddess-fearing men are allowed the privilege of this particular energy. And it's not in the realm of blood, it's in the realm of frustration, right? Because like a dog, we have instincts, right? And when you don't obey your instincts, that creates a negative emotional field. So it's always wise for a woman to understand their man and understand their sadness. It's not because we're not wired the same. A woman is easily wired to like one man, even if she dates, like, she can date many men. But ultimately, when she refers to a relationship, she likes to refer it to like, well, this is my man. I've rarely heard women say, well, this is all of my dudes back here. That's Tim, that's John, that's Jason, that's Terrell. Come say hi to Hood Mystic, y'all. Yeah, these is all my dudes. I ain't never seen that before in my life. I'm sure it happens. I just never seen it, right? So, however, I've had seen men like, yeah, this Lisa, this Tammy. Come say hi to Hood Mystic, y'all. Yeah, these my women right here. You gotta understand that. I've seen that before. Haven't seen it on the other side. And I say all of this to say that when we actually learn how this actually works, we can create a peaceful, pleasant environment for all of us. And this is much more of understanding the energy of the matriarchy, and the matriarchy creating a vibration for all of the women. So an interesting thing about women, when you have one girl and you treat her really, really good, it affects other women. It starts to rub off over, like, every woman can feel how you treat your wife because women are connected. And this is the matriarchy. This is what needs to be established. And a part of the matriarchy, whether you dislike it or not, is just not enough men to go around, right? So within a matriarchy, there are multiple women that share a man. And a lot of people don't like that, but whether you like it or not, it's happening anyways, right? It's always happened in my life. Like, I will always see men deal with multiple women, and I'm just like, what is that about? Basically because the way society is made and created, there's just more women than men. And even though it might even out statistically, y'all all know what I'm talking about when I say men. Because a lot of men are not developed into manhood. It's a lot of men that have the mindset of boys. So they can't even digest the conversation that I have or perpetuate it in real time. So since we've established that that Medusa is the energy of menstruation. What is menstruation? So you know me, deal with the deal with the etymology, and lo and behold, the energy of menses represents month, and month represents moon. So all of this lunar eclipse energy, this K2 Rahu, this solar eclipse, lunar eclipse is all tied into Medusa, because the moon is the actual symbol for menstruation, right? In this process. And then how it connects to the triple goddess, the waning, waxing, and full moon. And the full moon is the release of the menstruation, which is a release of powerful energy that you could use to manifest. So say, for instance, you are a particular feminine energy and you're struggling with some things. You have a monthly cycle that provides you with more than enough opportunity to create. It's just, are you doing it? Are you doing the work? Or are you not doing the work? Because if you are doing the work, I'm sure you're living with the results. And I'm sure some women can get on this chat and say, yes, it works, girl. It works, right? It works, right? It comes from me. So what is menstruation? Menstruation is just month blood or moon blood, right? Just moon blood, right? That's what it means. Menstruation is moon blood, right? So it just have you think about it in a real simple, understandable way, right? So Medusa is the goddess of menstrual power or divine feminine energy. And the reason why it might not connect dots with nobody is because you simply lack the knowledge of the human body. You looking too much external for an explanation or a reason, or trying to tap into something external, right? So let's get into it. Moon blood is the most powerful substance in the world when it comes to magical processes. It can pop off any and everything that you want to pop off. It can have you have a man in your life that ain't supposed to be there. It can use to be destroy or overwhelm any other power. So as we go into this lunar eclipse, we should be able to tap into a level of dominion and control. So it's real easy. Say, for instance, you understand that all women energy is connected. You either agree with me or disagree with me. But say, for instance, you agree with me, then any curse or hex that you do to any woman is coming back to you, right? Because all women are connected. But you want to tap into power, grace, beauty, love, finances, and things of that nature. How do you do that? You start to wish it for everybody else, all women around you. You start to love on the women on the planet, right? Especially women who need it, right? Who are close to you, right? You start to, when I say love, you got to understand the 4 different varieties of love. There's family love, there's personal love, there's friend love, there's relationship love. It ain't sexual is not the love that I'm talking about at this particular point. it's just an overall expectation that they're going to have the best experience ever, right? And you start to wish that for everybody, and you see how it plays out, and it comes back to you. Trust me, right? Right. So, like I said earlier, the snakes are a common association with menstruation or moon blood. So, it's really, when you see these snakes, they're really giving you a clear message. You looking for something outside of you, outside of yourself, for power and for energy. And the fact is, I'm happening every 28 days on schedule, right? Bitten by the snake. Go ahead and Google bitten by the snake, and you'll see the story that I'm referencing. Okay. So if you are a divine feminine and you feel vulnerable, right? Corinne Gaines, she felt vulnerable. She was seeking knowledge. She was going to the Moors. She was going to the Nuwapians. She was going to church. She was only 23 to be exact. Let's keep that in frame, right? But she had been to so many schools of knowledge seeking the word that she needed. She never realized that it was within her the whole time, her ability to birth beautiful children, right? Was all the magic that she needed. And even if she never birthed children, the fact that this menstruation is occurring is an ability to create a world. It's an ability to establish a matriarchy. So if you are seeking a life outside of communing and building without women, you are going in the wrong direction. Seek to establish a strong relationship with the women in your life. Period. Figure it out. Because whether you know it or not, whether they know it or not, they hold the power. Because the power of menstruation allows all life to commence. And this is the power of Medusa. This is the power of Corinne Gaines. This is the power of the divine feminine. And that's just my little quick presentation on the energy. I'm not the go-between to this. Don't ask me for no books. Don't ask me how I channeled. Because you can do the same thing. You just have to actually focus on something that resonates with you and establish a relationship through commitment, focus, and honesty, family. So that's the presentation. I'm going to cut on some instrumentals so we can catch a vibe. And I just want to tap in, see how everybody is feeling. Peace. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Peace. Thank you for tapping in. Good. Is you muted? Don't do it. I'll do it. All right, there you go. Yeah. Tap.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It was like a little fuzziness, but we back.
No, I was saying when I was muted, I was just saying you're on fire today.
Yeah. I feel it.
I'm so appreciative of this conversation because this is energy that's very near and dear to my heart and like my individual path. It's funny because like I gave a TED talk to a group of people on menstruation back in 2015 and I had no idea what I was talking about. I was just talking shit. And so to hear immersed in the mythology, it was so unconscious, right? I was just like, I just want to talk shit. But now it makes sense.
Then pop shit then, like, you know what I'm saying? Do another one and make sure you pop shit the whole time though.
Exactly. Exactly. But I just wanted to say this really quickly because we're actually on our way to the beach. The babies are like tripping.
Sure.
Taking too much time.
Taking too much time. Cool.
But you know, all of this just really brings back everything I've meditated on, like the number 3 and like the idea of the Trinity. And when I think of the Trinity, I think of also like the 3 levels of the dream that they talk about in and when I think of original hero's journey and really the idea of the Judeo-Christian Trinity is about overcomplicating and hijacking that energy of 3, because 3 can be all female or it can be the husband, wife, child. But before that was even like a primary element of the collective consciousness, it was the triple goddess element, the original Trinity. And so, you know, in studying the myth of Medusa, when I first started tapping into that, I immediately didn't resonate with what's out there in the collective about it being so evil. And in my thought, I'm like, okay, Medusa is immortal. Her daughter Athena, which is also energy I resonate with, of course, my mother as well. So I'm like, Athena's immortal. Athena is really her wisdom. And, you know, prior to the cataclysm that's discussed in the myth, I'm like, well, maybe this is about the notion of the mother falling from grace or being overly sensitive. And Athena, her immortal consciousness, her wisdom, what she manifested into this plane is like, no, mom, you got to do better. And beheading is sacred. Like, I think people forget the sacred nature of what a beheading represents. It's all about releasing the soul from bondage. The body holds wisdom, but if it's wielded in a way that's suppressing your power, it can be prison. And so Medusa's head becoming Rahu is a way to immortalize her as a guide for our consciousness. So when you look at Rahu in your chart, for example, Rahu is not this destructive demon like most Vedic astrologers talk about. It's literally the guide. It's and the reason why it can feel destructive or Medusa scary is at all costs, the Medusa energy, that mother energy, is going to bring you into situations and initiations that your soul needs to have its presence known.
Facts.
You have to vindicate, like when we talk about Heru and Osiris, it's all about vindicating the father being Ketu, but that's really the mother's experience throughout all of creation, which even in times of her suppression, she still had power, she still had wisdom. So as mother is rising, we can still, like, I get wisdom from the elder women in my family, whether or not they're conscious, you know, power, their business, there's still wisdom in mother experience. So I think with the information you got from Corinne Gaines, I think it's all about a reminder that, look, women, it's really easy for us, and that's what they're afraid of. But this shit can be really
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
connected. But the
yeah.
moment that you put those pieces together, this is why manipulating the matrix is important.
Hmm.
This is why understanding our wombs are important. This is all connected.
Yes.
And it's all been laid out. It's all easy for us. But
Hmm.
as long as you take the fear out, and as long as you're able to really go back to basics, which is that's what they're trying to suppress, because it could all be so simple,
It could be
but we
so
gotta
simple.
make it hard.
Yeah.
Because
So,
we still love what we created. We love men, and rightfully so. I do.
mhm.
But things got out of hand at some point, and we just need to like pull it all back,
Yes.
understand how matriarchy benefits all people, and that starts like what you said, remembering that we are all connected as women, and we can all gain wisdom. We can't shit on mother because she
Hmm.
has wisdom. You can't shit on Athena because ultimately she's like the juice. She wants to
Hmm.
see us do better.
Hmm.
And you can't be afraid of the Gorgon head because ultimately that's your god, and that's what's going to help you with Anubis. That's what's going to help you with the balancing of the scales. That's going to help you build your awareness so that you can be, like you tell me all the time, be receptive.
Hmm.
Observe this as an alchemical opportunity for your soul to evolve and move on. And
Hmm.
not afraid to die. You're not afraid. Like
Hmm.
you welcome love into your life in all forms, and it's
Hmm.
beautiful. So I
Yeah.
love that myth because I feel like it's something in my power that I really understand it like that, and I don't take it lightly. And so this has
Hmm.
been a blessing to kind of hear you talk about it, see other the chat, just knowing who's a part of this community,
Hmm.
because now I'm more focused about, okay, so how can I utilize this to ultimately add value? First with myself, because again, remembering is like number one on the list. You can't
Hmm.
come out of here like I was in
Facts.
2015, just like throwing my chart on the wall, like
Hmm.
saying, it's like
Hmm.
you do have to take that time to remember. But
Hmm.
once you come out of that, it's so important to build from this level. So
And just
yeah.
know, and it's like it's a lot of clear cognizance that's going around where and it's hard to trust what you know. Once you begin to just affirm that you trust what you know,
Mhm.
it begins to make more sense. Like generally during a channel, it's never known to me that I'm experiencing a channel. At the very end, it's like, and it's like, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because throughout this whole week, it's never a point of me knowing shit. It's just always like me scatterbrained for like 10 years. And then everything all of a sudden, bow, 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 makes sense. And it's a
Mhm.
alignment. And that's more feminine. Another point that you spoke to, I want to reference where you was like, well, you was referenced the rising of the feminine energy, and it still runs the world. You was like, even though it's suppressed, it's always present. Like it's always wives. It's always been, I love this woman. It's always been, I have to defend my daughter's honor. Like it's always been that. Even in the heights of patriarchy,
100%.
there are strong feminine energies pulling forth, changing the tides of history. His story, there's feminine energy, and he would rather to tell a narrative. Patriarchy would rather tell a narrative that is completely absolved of feminine energy, that is completely dominant of feminine energy. And if you understand that this is the result of all religion, governments, societal structures, is the narrative that feminine energy don't exist, it's suppressed, it ain't shit, fuck that shit, for real, like it's evil, whatever you got, like let's shit on it as much as we can. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because as soon as people know, it's game over.
Right.
And that's why God is the father. like
Yeah.
what if, why can't he be the mother? No, he's the
Right.
father. Like, what you mean? That don't even make sense. You said Eve came from Adam's rib? Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, let me digest that a second. Okay. I need all my billions of people to say that Adam came or Eve came from Adam's rib. All right, we can do that. Like, imagine the psychosis of the population of the masses to absorb such an absurd story. You know what I'm saying? And this is where we're at. However, there's another energy, that Eve was still there causing havoc on her TED talk. Like, look, nigga, try this.
And Apocalypse of Adam with him like, look, son, I learned everything from your mama. I don't know shit.
Facts.
And that reminds me of something that I've always known, but I think you especially brought it very much forward in my consciousness, is this idea of receptivity and how it's also connected to, like, yes, on a physical level, penetration, and like women having so like if you study the nakshatras and you study the yoni types that go with them, it'll basically tell you
what little bit about dude you're supposed to be with. Go ahead.
That, but also your receptivity, right? In general, like energetically. And so I'm starting to realize that given how powerful we are as women, if we recognize this as our universe and our
creation,
our creation, our playground, our place to learn, then we'll be more receptive to energy because we know how to manipulate it.
Yes.
And then that will set a tide for then masculine energies, however it manifests physically, whether it's in men or other women, will be more okay with the feeling, the ultimate result of that. And that's scary because it's like, okay, see I guess in a political sense, we're being told we need some type of restitution, physical restitution to restore or build matriarchy, that it rests all on men to fix this imbalance. But we talked about Libra the last time we were on, like it holds like a feminine zodiac. The zodiac itself is a masculine polarity, but of course Venus being mostly affiliated with the goddess, there needs to be an initiation on our part that is, I am not afraid of there's no need for me to be afraid of any form of, I don't know any other word other than penetration, not literally, but just being receptive. And so when we channel that in a way that, like you said, is claircognizant of its power and its understanding, then we'll start to see the world follow suit. Facts. And that includes
it's already happening. It's already happening in a way. Yeah.
Right. And more the masculines or masculine energies that desire at a very minimum to be individuated will then come and sit at the feet of this essence to do something different. And ultimately, those are the people I'm really, whether they're feminine or masculine energies, I'm really intrigued by them because it's like, that's an opportunity for, like, their soul is like, okay, I might be a little younger, but I'm here at this time to transform into something new. I really want to learn from the folks that are a little older and have done this before. So it really does. It seems counterintuitive to most women who are not tapped in to these frequencies and are not tapped into understanding the power of myth and the fact that you too have a say-so in myth.
Yes.
And that's the programming of
there you go. That's powerful right there. That's powerful. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, I feel like I'll hop onto the different lives and I listen to what people say in the chat. It's just really beautiful to see that we're all connected. Like, we're all getting a piece of this bigger message, and just whether it's on an individual level, I've been spending a lot of time just really trying to get my shit together.
Facts.
But the intention has been to share. The intention is, like, I know that if once I am able to really emerge as a fully psychologically sound individual, I'll be in a position to really, really, really help people.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other, all of us are at different stages or have different roles, but it's all interconnected. It's really all the same message. It's the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really fun. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like having the time of my life with all of this, even
Yeah.
though it's like middle of a whatever the hell's going on.
Whatever's
out there.
going on. But internally,
I don't know what's going on in the world.
right. It's very much important that we figure it out internally and then rely on study, rely on Gnostic mythology, and then use those narratives to create our own narratives based upon factual historical knowledge that's contrary to the popular mainstream. However, it does exist. So we either are going to deal with the next energy that I've been called to kind of investigate is the energy of Medea. Right?
That came through last week for me.
Right.
So that, yeah.
So that's media, that's Tyler Perry ass. It's a whole rabbit hole, and it's like Medea, Medusa type of energies. And it's like, this fashion, it's so easy to go to 2010 and see how the culture was so absorbed with material results. And then fast forward 10 years, you have these same people referencing esoteric values and the Orishas in their music. And it's like, this was the same person that, was perpetuating that everything was external. And then when you are trying to externalize these particular energies, the truth is that everything is within us. So if everything is within us, there is no celebrity, there is no star but you. But it's more in your creation, it's more in your output, it's more in your release, it's more in timing things with the actual cosmic reality that we can all bear witness to. We all bear witness to new moons. We all bear witness to full moons. I can't bear witness at a full moon and you say, nah, that shit is a quarter, bruh. Like, you can't see that it's a quarter? Like, nah, we have to come to a consensus on this. So the goddess is not a point of argument or contention.
It can't be suppressed. It can't be controlled. And that's why I feel like in 2020,
100.
Everyone's energy is coming a little different because life comes at you fast, like you said. And whether you are trying to be a part of the change or be a part of the evolution or not, you're going to have to bear witness to it in some regard. That's why these companies left and right. I mean, I have someone I'm working with who she wants to start a hair care business. And I'm like, look, Sephora just said 50% of their shelves has to be Black owned or whatever. I said, it's going to be 100% female owned, lots of melanated brands by 2035. So shoot for the stars, because whether people like it or not, like, this is what it is. So if that's your dream, if that's what you want to manifest, get into that vibration of your dream, your, like, how you want to win is how it is. Because at the end of the day, you're coming at it from a perspective of, I want everyone to eat. I want everyone to do well. I want to be able to empower people. I want to be able to employ people. I want to be able to nurture people. Right? Which that's the uniqueness of everyone in this community. We all have big dreams. We all have good, great aspirations. But what makes us different than the previous paradigm is we want to nurture people in what we do.
Right. We want to bring people along.
Right. So it's not about like, oh, we got to destroy currency and capitalism. We got to get rid of all this stuff. It's like, well, yes, in a sense, we're getting rid of it. There is a Scorpio element of death and rebirth, but we're going back to that mercantile. We're going back to those pre-colonial energies, but manifesting it in a post-colonial fashion. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes this plane fun.
That's what makes it work. Computers. Like, of course, computers could be the end all be all to society or allow for a wonderful conversation to happen between friends. It depends. on you as an energy and how you're going to use these tools.
100%. 100%. Well, I have overstayed my welcome. I see my guru in the chat. I see my sis in the chat. So I'm gonna take my children to the beach.
Sure. But hit me up sometime this week. Let's chat it. Let's talk.
Okay, sounds good.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all.
Have a good day. Peace. 404. You unmuted.
Hello.
Peace.
Hello?
Peace.
Yeah, I just had to unmute myself. Peace. All right, so I'm so excited about this conversation. I'm always excited about these conversations and how they align. Okay, so where do I start?
Who is this? Start with your name. It could be
I always do the same thing. I usually call in for my 678 number. This is Bashima, Sheen Bean.
What's good?
Okay, so first of all, I just started my period. And the other day, I was kind of pissed off or whatever because I had, like, my hair braider, she couldn't do my hair. And I'm like, damn, now I got to do my own hair. But something in my mind was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity for you to learn how to, braid your own hair. And I don't know, it was just something in my mind like, this is good for your creative energy and everything. But I didn't really put much thought into it at all. Like, I just did it. And I heard that voice, but I didn't really put much thought into that either. So, needless to say, after I did my hair, that shit looked crazy because it was my first time. And I remember my man was right there and he was looking at me and stuff and he was throwing his little jokes. And I remember at one point, I looked at myself, I'm like, I look like Medusa. But, the rhetoric that we've always been taught and told about Medusa, I embraced it in a different way. So I remember, like, I'm a very playful energy. Like, my man say I play too much sometimes, but that's just me. And so I started to, like, playfully get into this energy of Medusa. And I don't really know it deeply, but I just started to, like, playfully, like, act like I was hypnotizing him and just playing with him or whatever. And he was talking his shit about what he thought he knew Medusa to be. And I started schooling him on that. And I thought to myself while I was telling him this, like, they say that it was snakes. They say that she was hideous, blah, blah, blah. But, the reality is that she was beautiful, and sensual. And it fucked people up, to the point where people were jealous and rageful against her. And, yeah, man, like, I remember that just happened a few days ago. Like,
so you had this whole conversation with your dude and just
in a very playful way. Yeah, in a very playful way. And on top of everything, I have my period right now. And it's just crazy how it's all aligning, to this conversation. We just all, like, connecting the dots in different ways, like the sister before me was saying.
That's powerful.
Yeah, man, it was like, and for me, like I said, I have a very playful energy, so I don't tend to go too deep with things. A lot of times I just keep things on the surface without checking into them too deeply. But a lot of times your conversations and the tap-in sessions, it be connecting the dots like crazy. So I'm just grateful for all of your, your studying and how you do what you do, like, because you really help build on things that be happening, like, with this energy. Another thing that kept coming up in these last few days, and I didn't even see it as alignment at first until, like, listening to you. And I actually came into this live like 20 minutes in. So I was like, damn. But
I think I didn't get started talking about Medusa till about like 20 minutes in.
Okay, right. So I don't know what else you guys.
I was just talking about the astrology.
But I thought that. Okay, I'm gonna definitely catch up on that too, but I need to know
for sure
that what the daily energy. But yeah, man. Like, so snakes also been coming up a lot in conversation recently, and I was telling my sister, I actually just met one of my sisters last year through a cousin that I had. I saw this girl. We had the same last name on Facebook, and I never I don't know. I just felt like moved to do it. I ain't even put no thought into it. Because if I would have put thought into it, I probably never would have did it. Like, but I had just inboxed. I'm like, yo, we got the same last name. Are we related? And come to find out, this is my first cousin. So me and my first cousin, we formed a bond. And my first cousin actually found my sister. And, you know, she linked us together. But that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. The whole point of me bringing that up is because, you know, me and my sister got like 30 damn years of, you know, of catching up to do. So
right.
she be intrigued as hell by my stories a lot of times. And I was just telling her my stories about what happened with my last pet snake. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, like I told her the whole wrap up. And I was like, you know, basically, I don't know if I'm gonna ever fuck with snakes like that again. Because my last snake was weird as hell. And but snakes just kept coming up in conversation too. And I just wanted to put that out there. Mm-hmm. And another thing, earlier this morning, some information about the Dark Mother Sophia had came up. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know if Sophia is like, how you say it? If she is the same energy as Callie, mm-hmm. as you were speaking of recently, is that the same energy but just a different?
It's two different. It's two different things. Like Callie, in my understanding, I'm sure people will have a different understanding, but I'm gonna just give it to you how I understand it. Okay. Callie is a primordial consciousness that exists beyond our realm of consciousness, and Sophia is an energy that can hold that same resonance because all things are connected. Mm-hmm. But where Sophia exists is in our heart, and she is always trying to unveil the mysteries of the heart. And Sophia is the earth as well. So the earth is a consciousness, is the Dark Mother. It's a smart ass consciousness too. You got to really think about it. Like, how the fuck do grass grow, fam? Like, you ever thought about that shit? How the fuck a tree just grow so fucking big, son? Like, damn, 100 feet tall. That tree big as fuck. What it do? Just sat in the ground. Whoa, what's that energy? That's the earth. But switch up earth. What you get? Mother. If you mix up earth, what's the anagram to earth? I'll let you think about it for a second. Switch it up.
No.
You don't want to think about it? It's heart.
Heart. Yeah. Wow.
So that's that Sophia. So when you in the Gnostic myths, they talk about how Sophia, the blood of Sophia creates the earth, and Yaldabaoth sits over that earth, but the mother is actually, that's his, Sophia is the mother of Yaldabaoth. Like, that's her bastard son. You know, she didn't create the energy in unison. So it's like this energy is kind of suppressed. But once we connect to the veils of our heart, we access the energy of Sophia, and Sophia is tangible. Where we could do a garden right now and bear witness to the energy of Sophia. Kali magic though, we that shit is a little darker. That shit is a little bit more vague. It's a little bit more centered in nature. Like, damn, what happened to him? Shit, I don't know. You know what happened to him. You know you were meditating on some shit happening to that dude or whatever the case may be. You know, and it happened. You like, damn. What happened? I don't fucking know. Shit, I was at home watching goddamn Love and Hip Hop. I was with my husband all night. Girl, ain't nobody even say nothing about that. What is you tweaking on? Shit, nothing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's
powerful.
Different.
So powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, so I've been having these dreams since I was just as I was coming of age. I've been having these dreams about this man that violated me when I was a child, and I always saw myself addressing him in a particular way that for whatever reason, I felt like I wasn't able to do when I was a child. And, you know, in more recent times, the dreams of that happening got fuzzier and less clear and less frequent.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just so amazing how everything has been happening, because since I started this period and all of the little fun stuff that happened with my man, and I'm just been moving a lot more on my natural intuitive tip. So like, even before I even go back to the man, even with my garden, right? Mm-hmm. Me and my man, we have like a garden, like a little mini farm going on. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, something told me to add certain things to the soil of certain plants. Well, when I say certain things, my blood. Mm-hmm. Right, so right. I did that, and I don't, like, I'm telling you, I literally don't really be knowing what I be doing. Like, I don't know what it is that I be doing. I just go with it, you know?
That's clear cognizance. You ain't supposed to know.
Right.
You're supposed to act on your instinct. But it's not to say, should I just follow my instincts then? I'll be having the instinct to punch this nigga in the fucking face. You know, this nigga get on my nerves sometimes. You know, but did you meditate first? Did you connect? No, right. Did you connect to your divinity and allow for instruction and then operate off instinct? You know, it's a path to instinct that starts with consciousness. And from that consciousness allows a divine instinct. But you do the work first, and then you operate on instinct. Most people just be like, shit, I woke up and wanted to, you know, kick it with such and such. I know the nigga was toxic, but you said go off instinct, hood. You know?
Right. Justifying the bullshit.
Yeah. They didn't make me the scapegoat. You know?
Right. Well, you said, oh my gosh, you sound like my man. That is his go-to. He is always like, you said. I can never say he don't pay attention.
Right.
He quotes the shit out of me.
Right.
And he's the one, like, a lot of times when he see me doing something, I don't really do many things in secret. I just show him myself completely. Mm-hmm. So he saw me.
That's how it goes.
He saw me doing the shit with the blood, and he like, yo, you be doing some wild shit, yo. And I'm like, it's a reason for everything. Yeah. I don't even know why I'm doing it, but it's a reason for it.
You trying to make them plants be, you know, bountiful and, you know, give you some extra power. Like, nigga, eat this kale. This kale a little different. Like,
he bared witness to this, because I even added it to not just the produce and the wheat, not just the produce and the other stuff. I added it also to this rose bush he got me, and the rose bush was dying. When I tell you that rose bush was damn near dead 2 days ago, yeah, today Tuesday. Yeah, I put all my love in it on Sunday. He literally is the one who just pointed to me and was like, "Yo, you see the rose? Yeah, I know. Like it's this new bud, and it's beautiful, and I can't even understand. Like, I'm still in awe of how quick this happened.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. You should be normal. We gotta normalize this shit, sis. And I hear you, and I'm with you. But I'm gonna step in and be like, yo. At a certain point, when we doing our magic and the shit manifests, you can't be like, oh shit, son, I got the job, you know, I got the raise, I can't believe this shit, yo, son, let me, like, you gotta really be like, whatever.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
so with my man, I was like, yeah, I know. See, this is what I be talking about, but we don't talk about it when I get off the phone. Because I was like, I'm on the phone with Hood Mystic enough. And you know, so I had kept that, like, unfazed face with him. Like, I know, nigga, this is what I be talking about.
That's the vibes right there. That's the vibes.
Right, but the reality is, I'm all excited like a little kid. Like, yo, this shit really work. But I definitely hear you, and I feel you on that. I do want to normalize this. I just have a naturally excitable ass energy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, this is like,
that's bubbly. Spread that.
I'm so grateful for all of y'all.
Spread that. I'm
so grateful for everybody that's listening, that's on this live, that's just a part of the tribe, because I didn't know we existed.
Facts.
I thought it was just me for a long time. But
it's good to have these kind of conversations, because they real This is real life shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
And a lot
real-
of people gonna
real
talk to you
connection.
about magic this, magic that, right? All right, how do I do it? I
Right.
got this real elaborate shit for you, right? But nah, first I'm gonna give you this diagram that you gotta really do it, but the only way it's gonna resonate
man.
in your psyche, you gotta be on one hand upside down and read that shit. And if you fall, you gotta start all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do it with, like, it don't work. You know what I'm saying? Unless you do it with one arm on your head. Nigga.
Yo.
Like, it's so complicated. Like,
No.
but if we're spiritual beings, I'm here to make it simple.
Mhm.
But just
Right,
because
right.
it's simple don't mean that it ain't powerful. I dare you.
Man.
You out here resurrecting rose bushes. That's all in alignment.
Yo, you gotta see. I'm taking a picture of this.
Facts.
It's something.
Tag me on
before to
Instagram
take a
if you take a picture of
Oh,
it, like,
well.
cause like let's monitor their progress. Like, that rose bush
Yo,
is
it's
real.
amazing.
It's real.
It's amazing, man. I'm like, I know what you said, but I still can't suppress this.
Oh no.
childlike
Nah,
joy
let's
in my
get it.
heart.
Let's get it. No, I'm not
This
saying.
big ass smile.
Nah, let's get it. Like, let's be as excited and as happy as we can be about this, because we need to spread it.
Word
But
up.
once we spread it,
Word.
we ain't gonna be celebrating our wins. Like, if they, do some shit, ritualistically and then pop off, we don't know that the
Right.
shit went good or bad.
Right.
They just keep it moving. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, that
Mhm.
went through. Or damn, that ain't work. Let's try again, fellas. It's like more or less
Right.
of just continuing moving forward, because you actually putting people on and bear witness to the power that
Yeah,
comes
man.
within you. And the more we can share this message, the more this work is being done. Because it's not,
Right.
it's really simple, but everybody think it's some external bullshit. But your conversation allows for whoever on the live, whoever listened to this video, to say, it ain't just this nigga just talking about some shit.
Right.
He brought people on here to bear witness to the energy. So, thank you.
Right. Thank you. So I said something the other day. I wrote it down. I'm like, whatever we see, right? Like, whatever we're experiencing on this, just in this earthly existence, is always like a spiritual correspondence with it. And so that's why I think a lot of times I follow my spirit a lot of times, even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then it just always show up. It always manifests right before me. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, though, with the man that violated me when I was a child, the dreams have been getting a lot more fuzzy since as I just come to this point in my life, and I haven't really even thought about them. I haven't thought about him or anything like that, but that subconscious energy is a motherfucker, especially right now. It's like, the deeper you bury some shit, the more likely it is and easier it is for that to just show up. So literally, my dream came true. So much crazy shit happened between Saturday and Sunday since I started my period. Well, I ain't gonna call it crazy. So much amazing, beautiful manifestations really showed up, and my dream literally came true, where I was able to see this guy. I didn't even know if he was still alive or what, but I saw him and I confronted him, and I saw myself doing some other shit too. And the opportunity was there because I was with the right person and everything, but I mean, I can't be going to jail. So, but I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity that I was able to confront him, even if it was just verbally, because at the end of the day, that was something I couldn't do when I was a child. Like, my dream literally came true. And I just wanted to share that.
That's good. That's good. What I would say is, like, how do you deal with the realization in the present terms? Is it a sensitive issue, or are you feeling like you are getting healing from it, as opposed to just like suppressing it? Like, do you feel it changing emotionally? Because a lot of things we can realize, that's what the astral plane is really for us to kind of like relive our most traumatic experiences. However, if we're able to alchemize those traumatic experiences, our astral world becomes a different place. So
Right.
I'm not saying like right now, but I'm saying over time,
Right.
developing a peaceful, loving relationship with not him, but with what had happened.
Right.
Because if you're able to develop that, you're able to fully transform and alchemize and self-realize beyond the point of like any contention. And I just kind of want to share that with you because I can't say like
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're going through. I can just only provide and hold the space to, you know, whatever you need. Just let me know type of energy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? As a servant, as an act of submission, because you know it's real simple who rules the world. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce told
Right.
us a few years ago. So it's just more or less if we
Mm-hmm.
coming into that personal alignment and understanding
Right.
it for yourself. And once you have that
Right.
personal alignment, you begin to make sense of the world and you
Mm-hmm.
begin to make things right in all ways. So whatever you need to facilitate the healing, just let me know so I could do my best, whether it's contacting you with my wife or whatever. You
Right.
know, it's just more or less of just trying to establish a area of healing and understanding that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes healing don't come by yourself. Like sometimes
Right.
you get a nurse, you know, sometimes you go to a doctor,
Right.
you know, and that's really
Whatever you
healthy.
need.
Yeah, that's really healthy.
Mm-hmm.
What's healthy is, oh shit, my arm broke. It's cool. I'll figure it out. Like, let me just do this shit by myself. You got some tape over there? All right, all right, cool. Let me tape this shit up. All right. You know, like, why don't you go to the doctor? Like, why don't you talk to somebody about that? Give you a different
Mm-hmm.
perspective or give you a cast
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to think my arm is broke. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Like, come on now. Like, you the one that's hurting. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
we don't care. You know, it's just more centered on healing and really healing the womb because the
Right.
womb is life. All of us have came from the womb, so it's all of our responsibility to restore the womb. So just let us know if you need anything.
I appreciate you so much. But look how things align. Once again, I'm telling you, like, people call me smart, but nowadays I just let my intuitive lead me, my intuitiveness lead me, because just this morning I literally went and I purchased some womb steam and herbs from your wife.
Oh,
Just
wow.
this morning. I swear.
That's crazy.
Bro, I was actually about to cry when you said that because I literally just did that maybe 2 hours ago.
Wow.
Maybe 2 hours ago.
Wow.
And I remember I was looking on Alter Creations and I'm like, dang, I feel kind of bad buying just the steam without getting a chair. And I know she is with child right now and due really soon. So I'm like, man, I got to ask them, does she have any on hand? Because I know she makes, I know before she was making them like
she
per
doing
order or whatever.
By hand, yeah.
Right. Like, so I'm like, man, I want to ask y'all. But so I had just purchased the herbs itself, like the little packet or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that literally just happened. You know what I mean? And I didn't even put thought into knowing exactly what I was doing. It just felt right, you know? And yeah, man, it's beautiful how things are aligning. It's amazing.
Right. And I personally get to bear witness to a lot of healing that gets to take place, because it's not to say that my wife is doing the healing. She's actually facilitating your womb to heal you, because when you don't have a healed womb, you have hysteria. And when you have a whole bunch of people hysteria, you have mass hysteria. So when I look at the world, I look at a world that's disconnected from the divine feminine and the overall peace and protection that the womb provides. It's like when you caked up, you know, you just kind of perfectly fine in that moment, right? Like, it's just like, this cool right now. Like, whatever you're doing, watching TV or just kind of on your tablet or phone or whatever, like, that's peace. You know, we could all strive for those types of vibrations, but to be there with full clarity, full cognizance and honestly developing a positive relationship with your womb is probably the most important thing that can happen on the planet at this particular point. And that's just, once again, my personal opinion.
I'm so grateful, man. I'm so grateful for your ear and your wisdom. Like, at the end of the day, the way I feel right now is like, you know, I'm able to make things happen. I'm not completely tapped in. I make things happen mindlessly, not even really focusing much. And it just reminded me of what the sister before me was saying, like, you know, we powerful as fuck. Like,
Facts.
and just doing things on impulse without even really having much, like, no crazy intentions behind it. My intentions don't be too clear, but you know, they be in my heart, and it's like, I feel like this is something good to do. Like, a lot of times that's as clear as my intentions are. And I know that might not be the best thing, but for me, it's been showing up good enough. And I know, like, if you know, if I do my womb healing and everything, I know it's going to just kick up even more. Lastly, I just wanted to mention that my sister was with me when it happened. And my sister is different. Like, my sister's a whole different energy. So it was funny because I remember at one point after I got in the car with my sister, she was on her demon time shit. She had just like drank some Henny or something straight before I got in the car. So once I'm in the car with her for about a few minutes, her energy got crazy. I'm very like empathic. I pick up your energy. So her energy was weird as hell. And I'm like, yo, you can take me back home. I just go get what I gotta go get myself. And she was laughing and she like, no, I'm gonna do it. You know, so we ended up going where I had to go to pick up what I had to pick up. And that's when I saw the guy. And when I saw him, I confronted him. And then I went inside the place where I had to go. And when I came out, my sister, she had like some weapons and shit. Like, my sister energy different. But what happened was, as I sat in the car and spoke with her about the situation, she told me that she never knew for sure if it was him or if it was another close family friend that had did something to her in her sleep. And when she told me that and we just compared notes, I was like, yeah, it was that nigga, you know. But the thing was, me and her together, you know, if we would have put our energies together in a particular way, we could have wreaked some wild havoc on this guy because we was both on the same tip. Like, after I got out her car, I was inside where I was and I was looking for something because I wanted to bring physical harm to him. But then, you know, something told me to chill out. And when I got in the car with her, me and her talked and compared notes, she was on her same shit because she had went in her trunk and got some stuff out her trunk. Like, you know, I'm like, yo. But, you know, we went with our higher selves and opted out of doing anything to him. But it was just a crazy experience. And I'm definitely going to build with her more on that. Because even sitting in the car with her for me, it was a form of healing and therapy. And I definitely want to, like, build with her more on things because we grew up in the same house, but we have different experiences, but very identical experiences. Because I never knew, you know, what she told me, what I told her. We didn't know that about each other, you know. And yeah, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be around feminine energy, especially sisters, and get to the point where I don't like that bitch. You just don't like yourself. Like, we don't get along. Right. You don't get along with yourself. I can't stand that bitch. You can't stand yourself. All right. So just, you got to get to a point where you deal with the uncomfortability of dealing with people. Now, if people going to wish you harm and things of that nature, then separate yourself. But if you just sitting there stewing in your own negative emotions because it's some old shit, it might be some internal wounds to kind of resolve. But that's beautiful when the sisters get together, you know, that's an energy within itself.
It was beautiful. I'm big sis, but she's that motherly type of thing. Like, she that motherly kind of energy. Like, I mean, and then it just kick up even more if she got some things in her system. So she really wanted, you know, to bring some type of damage to this person. And, you know, instead of that, we talked You know, me and her talked, and it was a release. Neither one of us cried or anything like that, but it was just good to speak on it and to learn that we both had this experience, and just, you know, we definitely looking for somewhere else to put that energy. Maybe, you know, pour it into something, like you said, transmute it, and just heal. Oh, right. So yeah, that's beautiful. My time. I'm free up your line. I appreciate.
This was beautiful. I appreciate you. Just tap in whenever, and so I'm sure we're going to deliver that package immediately. But you know, in the meantime, in between time, still
I'm
reach
in
out.
Jersey.
Yeah, it don't matter.
I'm in Jersey, so I know it's gonna probably take a while, but I don't care. It just felt right to do. It'll like, let me get this.
You know, we sending packages out straight from the house, so we'll be. It's coming. It's coming. And I would just say, you know, if you need something in the meantime, in between time, feel free to reach out. Okay.
I do. I just hit you up on Instagram too. Right before I think it was before I ordered the thing, the theme. I had hit you up and I was inquiring about the books.
Oh yeah.
Selling out.
Yeah, I've sold out. Yeah. So
great. Yeah.
So
yeah. Do the 3 bundle. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to ColombianExchange.com, you know that's how you can get the 20% off. So think about that. It's just the mere fact of like Amazon.
I could do pre-order.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm gonna do that thing because last month it happened the same time last month. I'm like, oh, you know, the books or whatever, because I already have. I have the astrology one. I have that one, the workbook, you know, the one we got to fill it out in our own words. I have that one, but I still want to do the 3 bundle because I want to buy one. I want to buy the 3. I want to keep the other 2, the manipulate the matrix, and the other one. And I want to gift my homegirl the workbook because I've been talking to her about it because she wants her own understanding of it.
Sure.
So, you know, I said, oh, this is a good thing. I already got mine. I could give her, you know, whatever.
Click the link in the description, and it's just I say around the 3rd. That's when they said that they'll be dropping it off. So around the 3rd, and we back in business. So you know, just trying to do some DIY type of energy, but it's working out. So it's just the fact of trying to catch up, and trying to. But these is good problems. I pray for this shit. So it's just more or less of just be a little patient with me, and we gonna get it together. I promise.
I know that's right. And one more thing, I just had one more question. For real, I'm gonna let you go this time. So the coins and currency thing, that's only for men?
Nah.
Is that only for men?
Hell nah.
Okay.
Nah, it's like
it's
women.
Like
it's like 3 or 4 women on there.
Masculine energy.
Nah,
okay. It's just than anything, right?
No, it's more women. It's actually
really?
Well, yeah, it's like 9 of us. There's 9 of us, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 women. So 4 women, 5 guys. You know. So,
all right.
And usually I'm not there all the time. So generally it's like half and half. You know what I'm saying? 4 dudes, 4 women. But generally everybody not on every single call. Like Honcho going live every day. But usually it'd be him and 3 women, or maybe it'd be him and Jay. But it's not like masculine or feminine type of energy. It's just more of learning a new skill set, which women probably like. You could do good at it because you have you're smart, right? So it's really technical. It's very much of developing a strategy and things like that. So. And it's really creative as well, so you can kind of do your own thing. The only thing is having a community for which you can kind of discuss things and learn things without somebody taking advantage of you. So what we tend to do with the money is the money that people pay for the coins and currents, we just reinvest it into an account, and we've been growing that account for the past 2 months. But it's not about feminine or masculine, though, just to let you know.
Yeah, no, because I've been getting into my own little thing. Like I came under a female.
Mm.
She's showing me some stuff, but
Sure.
I thought that your movement was more, based around men. I don't know why. So I was thinking about,
I will
my
never
telling
have
my
an
man to get in with you guys.
yeah, and that's
Or,
cool too.
I
But
want
I
him
would
to.
never throw anything exclusively male nor anything exclusively female. I don't believe in that
Right.
ideology. Like it's
Right.
just
Right. Yeah.
it's men and it's women, it's children, like it's everybody, we're here, so I'm not gonna
Mhm.
regulate it to any gender. So that's just
Okay.
me.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm still pointing him in that direction with
Yeah,
you
for
guys,
sure,
though,
for
'cause
sure. If he's trying to learn and build and
right.
develop a camaraderie, we actually
Yes.
starting a new business. Like we in the formation of starting a new business, and it's just all of us contributing. So if he's down, like looking for a squad,
Mhm.
somebody to build with,
Mhm.
we be having fun. Come
I know
chop
that's
it
right.
up. You know what I'm saying? And it's
All
not.
right.
And then we ain't talking about nothing spiritual unless it's about making money.
Right.
So it ain't the
Right. Right.
part. I can get spiritual, but when we in the coins of currents, it's very practical,
Right.
normal shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
it ain't gonna throw you
Okay.
off, no mumbo jumbo type stuff like that. So it's just real
All right.
regular.
Okay. All right. We're gonna do that. We're gonna We're
All
gonna
right,
we're gonna build on that too. All right. Thank you so much.
no
I
problem,
appreciate all of your time and everything, and
no problem. Thank you.
we're gonna build.
Yeah,
All right.
reach out, and I'll be looking forward to you for them books
Oh,
too.
all right. Thank you.
No
Peace.
problem. Peace.
All right.
Black Widow Divine, and then we got Prime Harmonic Bat and Cleanup. Sure, we're gonna hit a grand slam, but what's good?
What's up with it? What's good?
Chilling.
You're gonna have to lead me because, bro, I was just listening to so many topics and so
Hmm.
many energies, and I just wanted to tap in and fellowship, but real talk, everything's been so deep, and I've just flowed down so many rabbit holes. I'm like, yo, it's my turn, and I don't even
Yeah.
know where to go. So like, yo, just I'm enjoying the moment, but I also want to be able to share and spit real knowledge to the family. But to be honest, I've been in such an oasis. I'm gonna need for you to help me channel in, like help me flow, brother.
Sure,
Like
sure,
like where we going right now?
sure. I mean, we going within always, and we kind of restoring the divine feminine. So that's kind of just where we're at. That's where I'm
Okay,
at, just in the caves of, the
okay.
crevices
I'm
of the
seeing.
divine feminine, trying to restore and rebuild, tapped
Okay,
in.
I'm seeing Medusa again. Okay, because that's why I was in. Okay, thank you for that.
Hmm.
So, and the reason why, and just to let everyone know on the live, like this is the unity of how you bond, because sometimes just the sense of like, yeah, okay, I'm channeling, yeah, the energy, like you said, the building off one another, like how do we can tap into masculine and feminine energy and flow with each other and be a unit and not be against each other but see each other's strengths, like you know you connect with me, I connect with you, but there's no like division. It's just, yeah, I'm channeling that love, like that appreciation again. So okay, i'm
Hmm.
back i'm back on why I called
Sure,
in.
sure.
I was just flowing through the rabbit hole of everybody's topics and
No
enjoying,
doubt.
and I'm silly. I'm just like the last caller. Y'all know I'm bubbly. I'm
Hmm.
very vivacious, but
I
sometimes it's
share.
like, okay, let me get out of Wonderland
Yeah, yeah.
because I love
I'm there
Wonderland to
too.
let
I'm
me
there too. I already know.
because it's an euphoric feeling. Right, right.
Sometimes you
But
gotta have
yeah,
the life that life jacket. Throw it out.
man, when you tap into that concept of love and life and you just straight hit it on the head, because that's one of the things that I was passionately sharing with people in the chat, and I'm so glad, bro, that you was also saying that too, with that message of that heart being as light as a feather. People really are not understanding what that truly means. And excuse me, and I'm sorry, I'm coughing to my incense.
I
So
already
I'm
know.
on my Erica stuff, right?
Mhm.
Because the family is like my chill days when Black Widow can just unmask and just join with the family and show love and, just be naked and transparent. And that's a very lovely feeling that the world is not able to experience. And I just want to share, just upon the airwaves, like when you are able to tap into that tribe and that community and to, be yourself, be naked, no judgment,
Mhm.
freedom. It's a very just healing and exciting experience at the same time. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like that healing and then that excitement. And that's just the level that I'm also on too, that love vibration that people are not understanding. And okay, spirit is getting on me. Okay, like with the Medusa, like
Mhm.
what you were saying.
Mhm.
So and a lot of women are, like I said, I don't know where it comes from. I'm like the last caller. I don't
Mhm.
really I'm conscious. I listen to people and everything, but I'm really the type. I don't focus on, well, where the hell it came from.
Mhm.
My energy is in the now.
Mhm.
Like I don't know where the fuck the slavery of women and all this shit came from. Yeah, it's good to know and great, and I tap in because you do want that intellectual tip, right?
Mhm.
But I am that energy that's focused on the now. I've always had that rebellion spirit, like, okay, I got a logistic of what it is, but what the fuck are we supposed to be doing now? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? This
Mhm.
shit is like blocking me and all that. So I am so thankful to actually see this movement shifting into the paradigm with the people that's on the now.
Mhm.
Just like what you said. Um, I'm not. I do respect that, and yes, it is needed because I do respect my ancestors, and like you said, we have books, we have knowledge, and that is great. But for me, tapping into my ancestors and us being the chosen generation, the seventh generation of people really go into like the meanings of like I'm part of the generation X. So yeah, we are the warriors. We're the ones that we just had to get that shit out the mud, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like we
Mhm.
had to like figure it out. There were things and all that, but you did hit it on the head that, and when I'm speaking to my generation X generation, and y'all know who you are,
Mhm.
is that you should take that as a badge of honor. And that's what I do.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, didn't know nothing, had the flow. I learned magic and knowledge, just be transparent, off of street shit.
Mhm.
Didn't even know till I really tapped into the books that this shit was magic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, whoa. So now it's like it's more of a love, like you have really like tapped into your awareness of understanding of who you are, and like what you said, not letting your traumas defeat you, but just knowing that I am that diamond. Like a
Mhm.
lot of times when I meditate and I get off into my humanity, feminine vibration, feeling myself. Shit, I cut on Rihanna. That song Shine Bright as a Diamond. I know people bash Hollywood because they don't understand the left hand path and the right hand path, but it's wisdom in both of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when you can channel and give honor to both that went the left hand path or the right hand path, even like Beyonce, that's on the humanity frequency
Mhm.
type tip. And when you're able to do that, you hit on the head that Libra, that balancing of the scales, because that is the true definition of a master. And you hit it on the head. A lot of people are like, I'm the master, I'm the master.
Mm.
We live in a world of duality.
Mm-hmm.
And a true master is when you can balance both of the scales.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what nobody say. I may be on some OG
Mm-hmm.
shit, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're able to master both, that is my ashe, my
Mm-hmm.
honor, my respect. And it's not off that kissing ass, because I have found now, like I said, with now tapping in, because I was got away from it. I was just like, yo, I'm sick. But there is a generation that's behind us. I got a daughter, you got kids, and so now coming into this parenthood, and like you said, that chosen generation of those 30s and those 40-year-olds, it's like, okay, we understand, we know what's going on, and it's not disrespecting our ancestors. We've healed from our trauma. So because we are enlightened, it's like, where do we go from this? You know what I'm saying? And I really am happy to be a part of a community that's understanding that. Like I'm not about to be mad at my daughter, because if she is, well, I'm a Beyonce fan.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
but
I'm a Beyonce
she
fan too. What are you
right. But
talking?
like our kids, they may be looking at, like, my daughter, she an NBA young boy fan. I'm from that dirty
Mm-hmm.
dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's the fact of us, how do we balance that? Because when we was growing up, like what you said, when you was hitting that screw, I'm from that, loving that Texas dirty dirty, and we got to be sensitive to that, because different energies, which our kids are different energies, different generations are coming into this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we don't want to do is, because we remember that hurt when our parents stifled us.
Mm-hmm.
So when we really, really just think about our trauma, and like you said, not crying about it, but using it to empower.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about my trauma of, like, I was more liberal arts, artsy, like to dance. My mom, straight militant
Mm-hmm.
from the South, Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been through the we're pro Afro-Cynic. What they call it? That
Afrocentric.
Pan-Atlantic ride. I'm in Gremlin State, and I'm like, we're singing, let every voice can sing,
Mm-hmm.
And when you're youth, you're like, yo, like, I get it, but I'm not feeling it, because we wasn't able to be free. And so sometimes, I'm just saying this to the adults, and I went through that too. We have to release our trauma, because of when we went through that anger of not being free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now knowing and seeing that there are so many adults that are still, like you said, baggage weighed
Mm-hmm.
down off of that.
Mm-hmm.
You still mad at your mama
Mm-hmm.
because I think, like, my mom had me in church. I'm doing poetry. My daughter, my brother, he got a damn PhD in sociology. He being Martin Luther King, reincarnating energies that we respect, but it's not us.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't able to be free.
Right.
And yes, I know that anger, which is the rebellion of what happened. Of course, the NBA, and all that, the Ice Cube, and yeah, but it's like, how do you take that energy of rebellion and make it into love, justice, and pride?
Right.
That's when you balance the scales. And
Right.
a lot of people aren't mastering that, and that's one thing that I'm just learning more, to be transparent with myself, because it's like, yeah, it's like, you can be free now. You know what I'm saying? You're 30, you're 40, and it's like, you have your kids, And as you stated, to tap off into that vibration, because that was what I was doing. How do I want my family to be different? I tell my daughter all the time, I don't have a manual.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know
just
what
told
I'm
my
saying?
son the same thing. Don't just be sitting here
Right.
asking me every single question like I'm gonna just have the
Right,
goddamn
like,
answer. I don't know.
but
Shit. Damn.
but
Stop
her
asking me
love
every.
and but her love and respect for her mom, like you said, that love vibration. And why my daughter, I have an 18-year-old now. She's a princess. I'm trying to motivating her to be a queen, because that love energy of no matter of our ups and downs or whatever it is what carry your kids through. And I just want to say that for the single moms out there, like, I understand when it's like, yo, I gotta like work this job, I gotta grind and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
but don't lose your love vibration, ladies. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Don't lose your love vibration, because no matter, and I've heard stories, man. I like listening to stories, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so beautiful to me where I've even heard men and and women, like I stay watching shows and people, because the people that came from the bottom inspires me. And when they say like, yo, like we didn't have this or we didn't have that, but we have love, that is the key factor that we are missing in our
Mm-hmm.
community. Don't let the zombies, don't let the propaganda, you know what I'm saying? Don't let the bitter scarred, because they just wanted to chase after material shit and feel like, oh, I don't have enough and I'm at the bottom. No, if you got love, you are always at the top,
Yeah.
no matter what. No matter what, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter, just that type of love. Like, if we and people try to shun on that, but I'm gonna say this out loud to people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, uh, like, no, it is disrespect. It's like, fuck that shit. Love is like, man, if I'm in my house and if the lights off, you know what I'm saying, and we on an air mattress and we all cuddling up together and we surviving and making it happen, that's fucking love. And people gotta stop shitting on that. That's
Mm-hmm.
just real talk. But most people don't balance them scales. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't see they don't see the vibration of love, and people are being too judgmental on what is this and what is that. And it's just like, love comes in all forms. And by you hitting on Medusa, that's another topic. Like you said, most people are scorning her, like, oh, she was seductress, she was this, she was that. But because she wanted to vibrate off of love, and don't get it twisted, ladies. I'm not saying thoughtism. Don't be trying to steal nobody, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Don't be trying to like wreck no homes. Because, to be honest with you, what y'all don't understand is that thoughtism is masculine energy. That's
Mm-hmm.
aggressivism. I want to take. I want to control. No, that's
Mm-hmm.
not. That's not what the feminine vibration is on. That is a replica of your womb and your trauma of someone taking and trying to dominate you. So they transport that energy into you, into domination and control. And that's what's going on with society. And I have no judgment, and I say this out of pure love, because I, as a woman, and have gone through things myself, and now being 41 years old, I understand that. So I don't be on here bashing the women that may be wounded, that may don't understand, you know what I'm saying, that life. But then on the flip side, because the divine is channeling me,
Mm-hmm.
there are also those that choose. And so now, if you choose, and if you
What you
made up
want?
in your mind, I want to carry this baggage and I want to be that, well, then go ahead, because now you're my enemy. I don't fuck with that vibration. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, I don't get down with that. You gonna stay on your side, I'm stay on my side. So
Mm-hmm.
you do have to be mindful, but like you said, when you balance the scales, not all women that are doing what they're doing is because they are on that, it is a sense of brokenness. And I think once we build as a community to understand the sense of brokenness, and that
Mm-hmm.
these women are hurting and they're doing all that they know, like real talk, I'm just gonna be transparent and naked right now. I got a whole master's degree. Education don't matter. But one of my best homegirls is a stripper, and I am so, and I don't even want to say the word humble because religion has just mutilated words. But my
Mm-hmm.
love for my homegirl is that there be nice, man, because when she go to the strip club, and I'm just talking about sister unity right now, females, I go with her, you know what I'm saying, to watch her money, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that nothing is taking advantage of her because she got 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? This is how she survives. And it ain't even like she's even on no I'm broken type shit. She just done tapped into the Medusa energy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. There's different variables to this shit, and so many times religion has made us judge or think this or think that. She's a very loving homegirl, you know what I'm saying? Love her kids, very beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And it's too, like you said, well, I don't know if you said it, maybe I may be tapping into
Mm-hmm.
energy, but the jealousy part,
Mm-hmm.
like this chick ain't got that or I ain't got, no. If it's something that you may not have, that's not your energy, but it's okay to admire it because that's what you say. You got to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And so I do admire different energies of Venus energy. And by the way, I'm not talking Greek. I am a Taurus. So just by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you are on that level to see beauty in creation and to appreciate, like, oh man, this is a beautiful creature that came to this earth, and this is feminine energy, and this is something different. That, and thank you, the divine is